stage in tennis, but on the afternoon of June 30th, 2026, it felt like the loudest one in the Philippines. 10,000 miles from Manila, a father in the player box tried to keep his composure and could not. His daughter had just won 6-1, 6-2.
And Eala is our champion.
His daughter was the number 29 seed. His daughter, Alex Eala, had just become the first Filipino in history to win a Wimbledon main draw match as a seeded player. That was the moment the cameras captured. What Filipino Facebook was whispering about that same week was something no camera has ever shown: a penthouse, an ocean view, and a promise a 13-year-old made before she ever boarded the plane to Mallorca. Subscribe and stay with the tribe that saw it early. The people who recognized her before the world caught up are still here. There is a chair at this table with your name on it. To understand why one country cried at that scoreline, you have to rewind 8 years. Before Alex Eala was a seed, she was a kid at Rizal Memorial Sports Complex, and her father Mike was a competitive swimmer who walked away from his own career to fly with her to the Rafa Nadal Academy. Her mother Riza, a former SEA Games swimming bronze medalist, kept her executive job at Globe Telecom and started living out of suitcases between Manila, Mallorca, and every tour stop in between. The Philippine Daily Inquirer described them in one perfect line: ever present but not disruptive. Then this week, a rumor detonated on Filipino social media, one that took that quiet 12-year sacrifice and demanded a very loud answer. According to reports circulating on Filipino Facebook, Alex Eala used her prize money to secretly buy her parents an ocean view penthouse overlooking Manila Bay. The viral post claimed the gift was a tribute to Mike, the father who gave up a pool for a baseline, and that when he received the keys, he could not hold back his tears. Now, here is what has to be said clearly. Neither Alex nor her family has publicly confirmed any of this. No credible Philippine outlet has verified it. The story lives for now in the viral corner of the internet, where Filipino fans build shrines to athletes they love. But the reason the rumor spread like it did is not the penthouse, it is the promise underneath it. Because Filipino fans are not really arguing about whether Alex bought a house, they are arguing about whether she owes her parents one, and whether at 21 years old, she has finally earned the right to give it. Start with the number that made the rumor plausible in the first place. As of research date, Alex Eala's 2026 year-to-date prize money sits at $871,438, a figure listed on the WTA's own prize money leaders. 3 years ago, she was a junior chasing wild cards. Today she has earned in 6 months more than most Filipino tennis players earn in a career. Whether the penthouse is real or not, the mathematics of it finally are. Then there is the sacrifice the money can never fully repay. Mike Eala was a competitive swimmer. He put that identity down when Alex was 13 and moved to Mallorca so she could train inside the Rafa Nadal Academy. Riza Maniego Eala did not stop working. She is a finance executive at one of the largest corporations in the Philippines, and she still shows up at tournaments the way she used to show up at Rizal Memorial when Alex was 10. This is not a rags-to-riches family, which is precisely why the house gift rumor cuts differently. It was never about need. It was about meaning. Compare that to how other tennis families have been immortalized. Serena Williams bought her parents a home. Coco Gauff in 2023 did the same. In the Philippines, Manny Pacquiao built his mother a mansion in General Santos and turned it into a national symbol. Every Filipino athlete who reaches this altitude is measured eventually against that gesture. The fan ecosystem is not waiting for Eala to become an icon. It is already writing her into the pantheon. And this is where the audience who has been paying attention deserves credit. The people who followed her from Rizal Memorial to Roland Garros Jr. titles to a Miami Open semifinal, the ones who were called premature, called biased, called nationalists, they were reading the trajectory correctly the entire time. The mainstream press is only now writing the sentences Filipino fans have been posting for years. Look at the timeline that produced this moment. June 15th, ranked number 56, mid-slump. June 7th, Birmingham Open title on grass from a set-down against Nikola Bartunkova. June 23rd, first round loss at Bad Homburg, second defeat in 3 days. June 30th, 6-1, 6-2 over Renata Zarazua on court 12. First Wimbledon main draw win ever. First Filipino ever seeded at a slam. 7 days from a locker room loss to Wimbledon history. And through all of it, one line from Alex herself keeps resurfacing. In a WTA feature filmed at the ASB Classic on January 6, 2026, she said it directly into the camera, "Home is not a place, it's the people." That is the sentence the entire rumor was built on. Whether or not a penthouse exists in Manila Bay, the emotional architecture of the story does. She said it, it is on the record. Fans simply believe her. You do not have to take Filipino Facebook's word for any of it. On June 30th, 2026, the official Instagram account of the Championships, the oldest, most conservative, most prestige-obsessed tournament in the sport, posted the highlights of her win. And in the caption, Wimbledon itself, the institution that once refused to seed players outside its own hierarchy, called Alex Eala the national hero of the Philippines. Read that sentence twice. This is not a Filipino outlet doing local coverage. This is not a fan account performing devotion. This is Wimbledon, the same account that has covered Federer, Serena, Djokovic, publishing a coronation on its own channel in real time. When a 149-year-old tournament decides which words to attach to a 21-year-old, those words are no longer opinion. They are record. The rumor and the reality now collide at exactly the right moment. Wimbledon's second round places Eala on a draw path that fans are already refreshing hourly, with Maya Joint next and the specter of deeper meetings behind her. A run to the third round pushes her closer to the WTA top 20, a threshold no Filipina has ever crossed. From there, the calendar sharpens, the North American hardcourt swing, Cincinnati, and the U.S. Open Series she barely tasted a year ago. And here is what makes this different from every previous Eala breakthrough. Until now, she was the story of one player from one country. After Wimbledon, she is the front edge of a Filipino sports economy that has spent decades investing in boxing and basketball and now has, for the first time, a tennis athlete producing global earnings and global headlines from a nation of more than 115 million people. If Alex goes deep in London, the mainstream press will finally do what Filipino fans have been asking them to do for 2 years. They will fly to Manila. They will ask about the house. And they will find out whether the rumor was a fantasy or a family secret, finally getting its answer. None of this was linear. 7 days before her Wimbledon debut, Alex Eala was losing in the first round at Bad Homburg. It was her second loss in 3 days. One tennis outlet described her pre-Wimbledon coaching change as very risky. She did not post a long caption. She did not hold a press conference. She flew to London, took her seed, and walked onto court 12. The scoreline against Zarazua on 6-1, 6-2, it was her answer. Rewind everything. A father who put down a swimming career at his daughter's age of 13. A mother described as ever-present but not disruptive. A viral post about a Manila Bay penthouse that no credible outlet has verified. An Instagram caption in January that said, "Home is the people." A Wimbledon account 5 months later calling her the national hero of a country of 115 million. Whether or not Alex Eala actually bought her parents an ocean view home, the fact that an entire nation believes she did and celebrates her for it is the real story. The gift Filipino fans are talking about is not the penthouse, it is her. So here is the question worth arguing in the comments. If Alex confirms tomorrow that the penthouse story is true, should she have kept it private as a family gesture? Shared it publicly to inspire the next Filipino kid picking up a racket at Rizal Memorial? Stake your claim below. And if you are one of the people who has been watching this arc from before the seeding, before the Birmingham title, before Wimbledon put her name in a caption, most tournaments reserved for legends. You already know what this channel is. Subscribe and stay